All right. I wanted to talk about this new movie coming out, and I don't usually cover movie news, but this has really gotten to be a problem that no one's really discussing anymore. Or really, they haven't really been discussing at all. But I've noticed it's really become a problem with a couple movies, and now it's finally hit something I care about. Let me explain. So there's this company that was known as Angel Studios. I think they just changed their name to Angel, which is kind of a lesser name. Like, why did you do that? But Angel Studios is a company that what they do is they acquire religious content or like conservative minded content, and then they play that in theaters. Um, oh, and I think they do some streaming stuff too, but for the most part, it's about the theatrical stuff. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with that per se. I mean, I do think there is in the sense that a lot of conservatives tend to censor art and not like art. Like if you go to church, there's a lot of art that you're not allowed to read or touch. There's a lot of rules. Not all churches, but a shit ton of them are like this. There's churches that are a little bit more freeing and maybe lean a little bit more progressive on the side of things. But for the most part, most churches are not like that. Um, and so, like, I feel like it is hypocritical, but at the same time, there's money to be made there and people want to watch this stuff. So, and it is helping keep the theatrical business alive, something I do care about. So I'm not going to hate on it too much. I think one of the big problems, though, is one of their first movies was Sound of Freedom, which was like a QAnon adjacent thing that was a whole mess. I don't need to get into that. But in saying all that, one of the biggest problems with this studio is that they acquire stuff, and it doesn't seem like there's any quality control for how they acquire stuff and why they acquire stuff. And it's actually hurt some creatives, and I feel like it's been really damaging, and there needs to be more control over this. Let's start it. It really started with the movie Sketch. This movie Sketch was a movie that is essentially a movie about this girl's drawings coming to drive life, and it's a whole metaphor for like her grief over the loss of her mom. That's kind of the whole metaphor and point of the movie. And it's not very good. Would not recommend it. But what I will say about this movie is it leans on the side of horror a little bit. There's like I think like someone says "damn" like once in the movie or something like that. It's a little more. It's a PG, right? It's a PG movie though. If and when I say it leans into horror, there are Goosebumps episodes from the '90s that are scarier than this. There are like so many other kids media that's scarier than this. There are Courage the Cowardly Dog episodes that are scarier than this. It's fine for your children, but these people are legit so sensitive. These conservative people that I literally worked in a movie theater, and they were like angry that we were even showing it, and they got upset and they were mad that we were showing it, and they left and they got refunds because it was too scary for their kids. It is absurd. These drawings get murdered and turn into crown dust. Like, what are you even complaining about? So, then you get, and apparently and I wouldn't be making this video, I wouldn't be mentioning if this was just at my work, right? Because this is not, because then it's like, okay, well, it's not a universal experience. No, on social media, they're being clowned on by conservatives and families who went to go see this movie, very upset that this movie even got released. And the thing is, what people don't realize is Angel Studios did not make this movie. They bought it from another company and then released it. And that's how all of their stuff works. King of Kings, like, was a Korean movie animated and made in Korea uh, that they released here through Angel Studios. That's how all these things work. And now to the main focus of this video is one of the latest examples that hurt. Andy Serkis has been working on a remake of Animal Farm. And I've been really excited about that. Even though I didn't like his Mowgli project or whatever, I was really excited about his remake of Animal Farm. Because Animal Farm is a really good animated movie from the 70s, I want to say, or 60s, I can't remember. It's actually the first ever British animated movie. You don't care about any of that, do you? But in saying all that, this is a very unique animated movie. And then it's a very famous book written by George Orwell. And it's about the Cold War and like Nazi, or not Nazis, about fascism. It's a very well written book, amazing book. If you never read it, I mean, I'm sure people know what the book Animal Farm is, right? I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't, but it's there. So I get that was, I'm like, okay, this is a book that's very relevant for our times. It was being shopped around at film festivals, so I wasn't sure when it was supposed to get released. Then randomly, the other day, I saw it had a trailer out, and Angel Studios was releasing it. This is hypocritical on multiple levels. First of all, this movie has Seth Rogen in it. Seth Rogen is a guy known for smoking weed and being in rated R raunchy comedy movies. Why would you why would you release this movie with that guy's voice in it in a movie that's made to appeal to a Christian fundamentalist group, the same kind of group that fucking voted for Donald Trump, for God's sake? It's just so goofy. And then it's like, oh, you're going to criticize fascism with that group of people? I mean, also, if you know George Orwell books, they've been banned by lots of conservative groups. 1984 got banned. Animal Farm got banned. Like, all these books have been banned before by these fundamental Christian groups. And you're trying to fucking appeal to them? Like, this just does not make any sense. It does not compute. I really don't like what they're doing here with this. It is just so bizarre and just fundamentally broken that they're sitting here trying to appeal to this group of people. I do plan to review this movie because I'm still curious about it. It looks awful, by the way, but it is just even weirder now that it's being released by a fucking Christian group. I am very upset that this is like that this. So all I'm saying is I don't know what's going on with Angel Studios, but it feels like there needs to be more control over what they acquire. Not just for their target audience, but because I feel like once you hear something is acquired by Angel Studios, if you're not a Christian, you're not interested because that's a Christian company, and I think it hurts a lot of creatives. Like this Animal Farm movie, I mean, I don't think it's gonna be good, but like at least if it was released on streaming somewhere like on Netflix, it would have been like, okay, maybe more people will check it out. But because this Christian fundamentalist group picked up this story about fascism, you're going, what the fuck? And then also, why?